Hello everyone and welcome to our special edition of Math Online lesson. This lesson is special request by my son. Um, he need this one for his upcoming entrance exam for grade 7. So he sent me some items that he needs help in solving. So let's start. So the first item is which of the following can be the sign of the product 7 raised to the power negative 3 times 8 raised to the power 0. Now in solving this one, we need to simplify the given mathematical expression. Now, if you have a number or a variable being raised by a negative exponent, you need to transform this one into a positive power. So how do you transform this one? Simply get the reciprocal of that one. So this becomes 7 raised to the power positive 3 times 8 raised to the power 0. So here, any number or any variable being raised to a power 0 will always be equal to 1. Even if it's 1 million raised to the power 0, it would still be equal to 1. Now, based from this one, we can now conclude that the product between these two numbers or factors will be a positive number, right? So this will be our answer here, a positive number. We can now then proceed in simplifying this one further. So 1 over 7 raised to the power 3, that would be equal to 1 over 7 times 7, 49 times 7, that would be 343 times 1. So that would be equal to 1 over 343. And as you can see, this is a positive number there. So again, if the number is being raised by a negative exponent, all you need to do is to get the reciprocal of this one. So that will become 1 over 7 raised to the power positive 3. Now, if in case the given is like this, it's the other way around, then the reciprocal of this one is 7 raised to the power 3. There. Okay, so let's proceed to the next item. So we have a subtraction of polynomials. So we need to subtract 9x plus 3y minus 4x plus 2y. Now again, I want you to remember the uh, rule when it comes to subtraction of integers, that you need to change the sign of your subtrahend to its opposite sign. Okay, so how do we do this? So first, let's copy this one here. Now remember, our main operation is subtraction, this one. So how do we change this one? Change the subtrahend following the rule of subtraction. All you need to do is to multiply the sign of each term. Now the sign of the first term is positive. This is positive 4x. So positive times negative will always be negative. Copy the first term. Next, positive times negative would still be negative. Copy the second term. So basically, what we did here is we just changed the sign of our subtrahend to its opposite sign. Positive becomes negative, positive becomes negative. And from here, we can combine similar term. We can combine this one and that one. Or, to make it easier, you can just rearrange this one. So you have 9x. Make sure that when you rearrange this one, the sign of each term will not change. So the sign of each term is located at the left side of the term. So the similar term of the x variable is negative 4x. So you just copy the sign and the term. Okay. Next, we'll just bring down plus 3y here, and then negative 2y. And then we can just simply combine similar terms. So 9 minus 4, that is 5. We'll just copy the variable because all we do here is simply subtracting. Next, positive 3 and negative 2, so you have unlike sign, so you need to subtract. Since 3 is bigger than 2, so the sign would be positive, and then 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. Copy the variable, and then since the numerical coefficient is 1, this 1 becomes an imaginary number, so the final answer would be 5x plus y. So it's letter A. Next, so we have a problem solving here. A kilogram of apple costs 6 plus y. 6y plus 3. Which of the following is the cost of 8 kilograms of apple? So first, you need to understand the problem, what is being asked, and then decide what operation you need to solve the problem. So basically, if this is the cost per kilogram, 6y plus 3, okay, and then you need to buy 8 kilograms of apples. So if 1 kilogram of apple costs 6y plus 3, then all we need to do is to multiply this one by 8 kilograms. Again, parenthesis is also a symbol of multiplication. There. So 8 kilograms times the price will give you the amount. So how do we simplify this one? Since this is multiplication, you have two terms multiplied by one term. So we use the distributive property of multiplication. So we multiply that one here and that one here. So 8 times 6 will give you 48. And then let's just copy the variable y since it does not have any similar term here. There. 8 times positive 3 is positive 24. Now this is the cost of an 8 kilogram of apple. And from here, the answer would be that one. Okay, next, number 35. So which of the following statement is true? Okay, so you have choices here. So let's work on the choices. It says that angle PVO and angle MVN are supplementary. Now the word supplementary here means that if you add these two angles, it will equate to 180 degrees. Now 180 degrees forms a line. That is a total of 180 degrees. Okay, now let's see if angle PVO and angle MVN forms a line or 180 degrees. So now let's locate PVO here. Now remember, the middle label here will serve as the vertex or the location of the angle. So here, P, V, and O. So P, V, O, meaning we're looking at this angle here. It's in between PVO. So the vertex is the location of the angle, V. Next, MVN. So they have the same vertex. This is MVN. We're talking about this angle here. Now, does it look like a complete line? If this is our line, if this is our 180, does it make 180? No, right? Because you still have this space here, this angle here. wherein this one plus this one plus this one equals to 180. So therefore, this one is not true. Next, let me erase this one first. Okay. Next, letter B says that angle 1, this is angle 1, so it's similar with PVO. So angle 1 and angle V are complementary. The word complementary here means that if you add them together, it will equate to 90 degrees. Now 90 degrees on the other hand forms letter L. And this is a symbol of 90 degrees. Okay? Now let's see if angle 1 and angle V forms a letter L. So angle 1, basically this one, it's almost letter L, right? And angle V, because it says angle 1 and angle V, meaning the sum of angle 1 and angle B. Angle V is this one. This one is V, so meaning the entire line is angle V. So angle V alone is equal to 180 degrees because this is a line. So obviously this is not or meaning they are not complementary angle. So this must be false. Next, angle 2 and angle 3 are complementary angle, meaning if we add angle 2 and angle 3, they form a 90 degrees angle, or letter L. Let's see. Angle 2 and angle 3. It's possible, right? It forms letter L. But let's not decide on this one. Let's try to check if angle OVM and angle MVM are supplementary. Supplementary again meaning 180 degrees. So let's see. OVM. This is O, V, and M. This one and that one. Basically, it's angle 2. And MVN. 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 That's basically it's angle 3, but it's mostly the same. This is angle 2. This is the equivalent of angle 2. This is the equivalent of angle 3. But take a look at here. Supplementary. Does angle 2 and angle 3 forms a line? No. Basically forms the letter L. So therefore, this one is false and this one is true. Angle 2 and angle 3 are complementary angles, meaning they equate to 90 degrees. Okay, next. Which of the following is an example of linear angles? Now, linear angles, from the word linear, it forms a line like that. And there are two angles along this line, this angle here and this angle here. So linear angles are supplementary angles, meaning they add up to 180 degrees. Now let's see which among these pair are supplementary or linear angles. So basically what we are looking for is the formation of the line between two angles. Angle 1 and angle 2. This is angle 1 and angle 2. So it's only here and here. So this is not possible. Angle V. Angle V is from here to here, right? This is angle V, the entire line. It's 180 degrees, right? But it's only one. Let's try to check the other. PVM and MVN. PVM, this one. Let me clear this one first so that you can see it clearly. Okay, take note. Our first option would be the possible would be angle V, but yeah, let's try to check the rest of the choices. This is PVM, so it's this angle, and MVN here, so it's this angle. It's somewhat similar to this one. So my bet is this one, right? Let's try to check angle 2 and 3. Angle 2 and 3 complementary because it only forms L. Now, why is angle V not a linear angle? Because linear angles need to have two angles on the line. So the possible answer would be this one. PVM, this angle, and MVN, this angle, are linear angles. Okay, so you need two angles to form linear angles, not one angle. Next, two angles are complementary. So the word complementary here, take note, that's 90 degrees. Okay, remember that. So one angle measures 22 degrees, the other measures two times, I mean, the other measures 2x degrees, and then we need to solve for x. Okay, so 90 degrees. So you have two angles. One is 22 and the other is 2x. And they are complementary. So meaning if we add them together, it equates to 90 degrees. So we can write that one as the first angle is 22 degrees plus the other angle is 2x. And if we add them together, since they are complementary, they equate to 90 degrees. There. Now, how do we solve for x? What will be the value here? So, solving for this one, we need to use the additive inverse. We need to eliminate this one first so that we can solve for x. We need to remove this one. Okay? So, the only way to remove this one is to use the additive inverse. 22 is positive, so I need to add a negative 22 here. And whatever you do here should be done also on the other side of this equation. So I'll add also a negative 22 here. There. So 22 minus 22, this will be equal to 0. I'll just bring down positive 2x. And then I'll bring down the equal sign. Okay. So 90 minus 22 is equal to 68. But this is not our answer yet because we need to find only the value of x. But x still have a numerical coefficient of 2. Therefore, we need to eliminate the numerical coefficient of x. How? Instead of using this one, we can only use the additive inverse if you have two terms being separated by a plus or minus symbol. But since you only have one term, now the only way to eliminate this one is to divide both sides. We need to make the numerical coefficient of x equal to 1. So we need to divide it by its own numerical coefficient, which is 2. Again, what you do here should be done also on the other side. So 2 divided by 2, that becomes 1. And 1 here becomes an imaginary number. So what's left is x. And then 68 divided by 2, you have 34. Therefore, the value of x is equal to 34. Now let's check if we get the correct answer. Let's try to substitute 34 here and see if we could come up with 90. So if x is 34, so that becomes 2 times 34 is equal to 68. 68 plus 22 is equal to 90. Therefore, we get the correct answer. That 22 plus 68 is equal to 90, wherein our x is equal to 34. Next. Which of the following is the measure of angle B? So where's angle B? This is angle B. Now take a look at this symbol. This symbol represents the 90 degrees angle, meaning 59 degrees and B are complementary angle. So if we add this one together, this should add up to 90 degrees because of this symbol. So how to solve for B? So again, similar to the other the previous item. So 59 plus b, this is easier now because b does not have any numerical coefficient bigger than 1. So we can solve directly b here equals to 90, meaning 59 plus b is equal to 90 degrees. The two angles are complementary. How do we solve for b? Again, we need to eliminate this one so that what's left here is b. And the only way to eliminate this one is to use the additive inverse. So you have positive 59, you just add a negative 59 here, same as the other side. There. So this will cancel out, that is equal to 0. So what's left is b. I'll just bring down b here. And then you have 90 minus 59, that will be equal to 31, which is this one. So if we add 31 to 59, that is equal to 90. Next, another word problem. So two angles are supplementary. Take note, supplementary meaning they add up to 180 degrees. One angle measures 5b plus 3. So I'll just write it here. The first angle is 5b plus 3. Okay. And the other measures 7b minus 10. Again, the two angles are supplementary, meaning if we add these two together, they equate to 180. So 5b plus 3 plus, I'll just separate these two angles with a parenthesis, plus 7b minus 10. And since they are supplementary, so they add up to 180 degrees. There. Now, this is addition, so we can just remove the parenthesis here, right? So we can just rewrite this one as 5b plus 3 plus, nothing will happen here. It's different from subtraction wherein you need to change the sign of all your terms here. But since this is addition, you'll just copy it here, bring it down here, equals 180. And then all we need to do is to combine like terms. So let's just rewrite this one. Let's rearrange this one. So you have 5b plus 7b. Again, careful when you rearrange. Make sure that the sign will not change. Plus 3. Remember, the sign of each term is located on the left side of the term. And then negative 10 equals 180. 5b plus 7b. So you have 5 plus 7, that is 12. Then copy the variable. Positive 3 and negative 10, take note you have a positive and a negative number, so it means you need to subtract them together. And since 10 is bigger than 3 and then 10 is negative, then the result would be negative. 10 minus 3 is 7. So you have positive 7 and negative 10 is negative 7 equals 180. There. Now again, this will be our answer. So let's try to find on the choices. Do we have 12b minus 7 that is equal to 90? This is not correct because that is complementary. So only this one. You can just rewrite this one same as the choices. So you can just switch side here, equals 12b minus 7. That one. So that it will be the same with the choices. So this will be our answer. 180. Now, just in case you need to solve for b, I think you already know how to use the additive inverse, right? All you need to do, since this is negative 7, so you need to add positive 7 if you need to solve for b. But in this case, what is being asked is already here. So that will be the answer. Next, number 40. Given that angle B is a complement of angle C, complement meaning they add up to 90 degrees. Okay, this is very important. And the measure of angle B is 68 degrees. So what will be the measure of angle C? So we can rewrite that one as here. Angle B plus angle C is equal to 90 degrees because they are complementary angles. They complement. Okay, so if the measure of angle B is 68 degrees, and then we need to find the measure of angle C. So I'll just bring down angle C here, equals 90. So how do I solve for angle C? Again, we need to eliminate this one. I'll just remove the degree sign so that you will not be confused. Okay. Okay. Again, you have two terms being separated by a plus sign. I need to eliminate this one to solve for angle C. Okay, since this one is positive, I'll just add a negative 68 here and a negative 68 here also on the other side. So this will cancel out. This will be equal to 0. I'll bring down angle C. So 90 minus 68, that will be equal to 22. So therefore, the measure of angle C is equal to 22 degrees. So 22 plus 68 is equal to 90. Next, an angle is 10 degrees more than 3 times the measure of its complement. Again, the word complement meaning that is 90 degrees. Now this is a bit complicated because we have here a mathematical statement. We need to we need to convert this one into a mathematical form. Okay, so how do we transform this one now? If the word being used here is more than, always remember the number before this word. When you transform this one into a mathematical form, it would end up on the last term. So it says here that the angle is 10 degrees more than 3 times the measure of its complement. Okay, so it says here, so it becomes 3x here. 3 times means 3x, and then more, 10 degrees more, so plus 10. So this is the first angle. So what will be the pair or the complement of this angle? Because you need to have another angle for them to become complementary angles. Okay, so x here stands for the other angle because 3 times the measure of its complement, meaning x is the complement. So I'll just add another x here, plus x. So I have two angles now, the first one and the second one, and then if we add them together, they are complementary angles, so they add up to 90 degrees. Okay, so from here we can just combine similar terms. First, we can combine this one and this one. Remember, if you only have a variable, then it means it has an imaginary numerical coefficient of 1 here. So it becomes 3 plus 1, so that would be 4. Copy the variable, which is x. And then since 10 does not have any similar here, so I'll just bring down 10 equals to 90. There. But I need to know the measure of this one, so we need to solve for the value of x. So how do we solve for the value of x here? Again, I need to eliminate this one. I want my variable x here on the other side. So I'll add a negative 10 here and a negative 10 here. There. 10 minus 10 is 0. I'll bring down 4x. I'll bring down the equal sign. 90 minus 10, that would be 80. Still, I need to solve for the value of x, but x here still have a numerical coefficient, and the only way to remove this one is to divide by itself, same as the other side. So 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. 1 becomes an imaginary number, so what's left is x. 80 divided by 4, so that would be 8 divided by 4, 2, so you have 20. Therefore, the value of the other angle is 20. So let's try to check if this is correct. If x is 20, so I have here 3 times 20, the value of x is 20, and also here that is 20. So 3 times 20, that would be 60. 60 plus 10, that would be 70, plus 20 equals to 90. Therefore, we are correct that the value of the other complement or the other angle is 20. So please be careful when you transform a statement into a mathematical form. Again, if the word being used is more than, the number before this word falls on the last term, the second term. And usually times refers to 3 times or 3x or any variable. Next, number 48. Which of the following is the measure of angle 1? So angle 1 is here, right? Now, notice that all the angles are outside this uh, four-sided polygon. Okay? Now, these are called external angles. Okay? Now, external angles adds up to angles. They add up to 360 degrees always. Okay? Now, how do we solve for this one? Simply subtract all the given angles, and then what's left with the 360 would be your angle 1. So let's do it. So that would be 360 minus 92 minus 74 minus 93. So let's see. I'll use my calculator. So that would be 360 minus 92 minus 74 minus 93. So you have 101 degrees, which is this one. Okay, so remember this one. External angle adds up to 360 degrees. Next, if an exterior angle is 120 degrees, the two remote angles are 92 and x degrees. Which of the following is the value of x? Now, this is very important. Since you have two angles here, basically we're talking about a triangle. Okay. This is the external angle, which is equal to 120 degrees. The two remote angles, this one, would be these two angles here. Remote meaning it's away from our external angle. This one here is the adjacent angle. So remote meaning from the word remote, it's away. So the two remote angles would be this one. So let's say this is 92 and this is x. We need to solve for this one. Now, if this is the case, then the external angle will always be equal to the sum of the two angles. So you can say that x plus 92 is equal to 123. Okay, remember this one. Exterior angle, meaning the angle outside, is equal to the sum of the remote angles. These are our remote angles. Okay, angles away from your exterior angle, and the sum of these two angles is equal to that angle. I will not explain this further. You will learn this one later on when you're in grade 7. So here, how do we solve for x? Again, I need to eliminate this one so that what will be left in the left side of this equation is x. So if this is positive 92, I'll just add a negative 92 here. And so as on this side. This will be equal to 0, so what's left now is my x. Bring down the equal sign. So you have 123 minus 92, that is equal to 31. This will be your answer. Okay, so please remember, exterior angle will always be equal to the sum. The sum meaning addition. The sum of the two remote interior angle. Interior meaning away from this one. Remote interior angle. These are called remote interior angle. Okay, inside. Next. Okay, so we're on statistics now. So which of the following is the class width? Now the class width is just the difference between the first class and on its succeeding class. So you have 11 minus 5, 11 minus 15, that is 4. 15 minus 19, that is 4. 19 minus 23, that is 4. 23 minus 27, that is 4. Therefore, our class width would be 4. Next, which of the following is the cumulative frequency of the class 23 to 26? So we're talking about this one. Now, cumulative frequency is simply the sum of your frequency from here until 23 to 26. So all you need to do is to add them together. So you have 8 plus 9, 17, plus 10, you have 27, plus 6, you have 33. Okay? Cumulative meaning all you need to do is to add the frequency from the lowest until here. Next, what is the range of the set of data? So the range meaning that will be the difference between the lowest and highest, or shall we say, yeah, highest. I'll just write here, highest minus lowest. So let's see, let's arrange this one from highest to lowest. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 samples. So the highest would be 37, followed by 35. Next would be 34. Okay, so all we need to find is the highest, right? So this is the highest, that is 37. So what will be the lowest here? I think that would be 9, right? So 37 minus 9, that would be equal to 28. So the answer here would be 28. Again, the range is simply highest minus the lowest data. The highest is 37, the lowest is 9, so 37 minus 9, that will be your range. Next, consider the following data. What is the mean? So mean simply means average. So all you need to do is to add all the data and divide by the number of data. So how many data here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 8 data. Then you need to add them together. So let's use our calculator here. So you have 82 plus 83 plus 79 plus 83 plus 81 plus 76 plus 85 plus 83. So that is 625 all in all. Okay, so you have 52, sorry, 652. And there are 8 datas here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all you need to do is to divide it by 8. So 652 divided by 8 would give you 81.5. So this is the mean or the average. Okay, so mean to get the average, meaning add them together and divide by how many number of data here. Next, same data, but this time you need to get the median from the word median, so it's at the center. Now, so you have how many data again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So first thing, you need to rearrange this one from decreasing or increasing order. So let's try to arrange this one into increasing. So the lowest would be 76. Next is 79. After 79, you have 81. Next is 82. Next is 83. Next is another 83. And 85. No, another 83. You have three 83s and 85. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 8. So let's find the middle point here. Now, since you have an even number of data, so we have two center point, right? So this must be our center point here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 82 and 83 will be our median. But you only need to have a one median, right? So all you need to do is to add them together here. So 82 plus 83 and then divide it by 2. So you have 82 plus 83 equals 165 and then divide it by 2. So your median would be 82.5. Okay, that one. But if you have an odd number of data, so the center would be your median. No need to divide by 2. We only divide by 2 because we have an even number of data. We have 8. But if it's 7, so the fourth data would be your median. And that's it. I hope you will remember our review today. And I hope this will help you in your entrance exam. And see you on my next online lesson. But this time, that will be when you are in grade 7.